Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you will be fine. As you know, we are reading Surah Al-Mutaffifin. In the last videos, we have completed 16 ayah of Surah Al-Mutaffifin. And now, inshallah ta'ala, we will try to read the next one also, and we will avoid the basic mistakes which a lot of people can do, and we will recognize and we will know the reasons. If we are stretching any letter, if you are doing gunnah, there should be the reasons, and if we know the reasons, then it will be helpful for us, and it will be work for us that why we are reading like that. So this is the basic things. The ayat number 17 is ثم يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون. We have to discuss here a few things. Meme have W sign shad. We have to discuss here. We are stretching alif. Ha also we are stretching ya, and we have to do gunnah here, and also we are stretching waw. So what's the reason behind there? Why we are stretching them? This should be we have to understand. Meme have W sign shad, so that noon and meme mushaddad, as you can see here in above ayah also. Noon mushaddad is there. This is meme mushaddad. Noon and meme mushaddad when they have W sign shad, so they always read with gunnah. Thumma, and then yuqalu. Why we are stretching qaf alif zabar ka? So the reason behind that here is a alif madda. What's the definition of alif madda? When there is a zabar before an alif, we have to stretch it. This will be called alif madda. For example, this is ba alif zabar ba, as you can see here in the definition. So that's why we are stretching yuqal. Qaf alif zabar qa, ba alif zabar ba, as you have read the definition of alif madda. Ha have vertical zabar, we have to stretch it equal to 1 alif. Hada lazi, we are stretching ya. What's the reason is there? The reason is there. Here is a ya madda. What's the definition of ya madda? When there is a zair, before ya sakina, we have to stretch it. This will become ya madda, and the example is there by yazid b. As you can see, by yazid b is there, so zal yazid z. So basically we should understand there are 3 letters of madda. If I ask how many letters of madda, so there are 3 letters of madda. We have to remember them. If you will be here, and if you subscribe the channel, inshallah, with after a few videos, you will be able to see, you will be able to learn, remember that what are the basic mistakes. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe the channel for the future videos, and if you want to join one free class, you can see the detail in description. So this is the ya madda is here, so that's why we are stretching it. Hadha allazi kuntum. This is non sakin. There are 4 rules for non sakin and tanween, and there are 4 rules for non sakin and tanween, and one of them is ikhfa, as you can see here. So after non sakin and tanween, if we find one of them, one of letters of yarmalun, so we have to do gunnah there. So that the name of that rule is idgham. So we have to find out there. This is ya ra lam mim waw nun. So idgham is here when there we have to found after nun sakin and tanween one of them. So we have to do gunnah here. So after noon sakin, the next is ta is there, we have to do gunna, and the next one meme sakin is there, and after meme sakin, the next one is ba is there. So we have to do gunna here also. Kuntum bihi, kuntum bihi tukadzibun. We are stretching the waw here. What's the reason? The reason is there that here is waw madda. As you can see in blue, that when there is a pesh before a waw sakina, it becomes waw madda. Example, ba waw pesh bu. So this is the reason we are stretching waw is here. Tukadzibun, tukadzibun. Again we will read complete ayah. ثم يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون. We have to keep in our mind that if there is no reason for stretching any letter, there is no article zabar, zir or pesh, there is no letters of madda, there is no mad, we are not allowed to stretch any letter. So we will try to read the next ayah number 18. كلا إن كتاب الأبرار لفي عليين. Again we will read this one. كلا إن كتاب الأبرار لفي عليين. We have to discuss this one, and we will discuss this one also, and we have to discuss this alif also, we will discuss ya, and then this ya also. So kalla, we are stretching this alif. The reason, what's the reason? Reason is this one. This is alif madda. The definition of, as you can see here, is green. When there is a zabar before an alif, it becomes alif madda. Example, ba alif zabar ba, ba alif zabar ba, and lam alif zabar la is here. So this is the reason we are stretching alif madda, and as you can see, alif have mad also. So welcome if anyone is here, and as you can see, his Urwa is here. So welcome to the chat, welcome to the channel, all the people here. Alif madda is here, so that's why we are going to stretch this one. Kalla in, as I told before, noon and mim mushaddad always read with gunna. What's the gunna? We have to take the sound in our nose. So this is the reason that we are taking the time here. Kalla in, kalla in kitab al-abrari. We have to discuss this one. As you can see, alif is there, so we are stretching alif. Reason is that we are going, alif madda is here. The definition of alif madda, when there is a zabar before an alif, we have to stretch it. So that's why we are stretching abrari. Lafi, we are stretching ya. What's the reason? The reason that there is ya madda, as you can see in the last, when there is a zir before a ya sakina, we have to stretch it, it will become ya madda. So this is the only reason we are stretching ya. Lafi illiyin, and the same reason is there, we are stretching ya because ya madda is here. The question for you, how many letters of madda are there? So if you are new to the channel, you can subscribe the channel for the future videos, and inshallah, if you are regular, if you will see any video, there are live classes also. If you will see any video, inshallah, they will be helpful for you. And again we will read this ayah. Kalla in kitab al-abrari lafi illiyin. And the next ayah is وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا عِلِّيُّونَ. Again, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا عِلِّيُّونَ. We have to discuss few words. We will discuss this one, Ra also, and Mim Alif Zabar Ma also, and Waw also. So we are stretching them. What's the reason for the stretching Mim Alif Zabar Ma and Mad also? The only reason which we have discussed before, that Mim, this is Alif Madda is here, and the definition of Alif Madda, when there is a Zabar before an Alif, it will become Alif Madda, and as you can see, it have Mad also. So this is the reason that we are going to stretch this one, and minimum every mad will be stretched equal to 3 or 4 alif. So wama adraka, adraka, ra have vertical zabar, so that's why we will stretch this one. Adraka ma illiyun. And also this alif also this is also alif madda, so that's why we will stretching this one. Ma, and then illiyun, we are stretching waw. The reason is there that we waw madda is here. The definition of waw madda, when there is a pesh before waw sakina, we have to stretch it. The next one is kitabum marqum, kitabum marqum. Mim mushaddad, noon and mim mushaddad always read with gunna, as I told before, and we are stretching waw. What's the reason? The reason is that this is waw madda is here. The definition of waw madda, as you can see in below highlighted definition, when there is a pesh before waw sakina, it becomes waw madda. Example, ba waw pesh bu, so qaf waw pesh ku, kitabum marqum, kitabum marqum, yashhaduhul muqarrabun, yashhaduhul muqarrabun. We are stretching waw, and so that's why what's the reason for stretching waw? As I told before, again we will see this one as in below definition, that when there is a page before waw sakina, we have to stretch it. So this is the reason we are stretching this one. Yashhaduhul muqarrabun, and as you can see, noon have zabar also, but when we have to do stop here, when we are going to stay here, this noon will become sakin. So this is the rule, we have to do sakin last letter of the completion of any ayah. Innal abrara lafi na'im. Again 2 times more. Innal abrara lafi na'im. Innal abrara lafi na'im. Noon mushaddad is there, so we have to discuss this one. We have to discuss this one also. We will discuss here, and again we will discuss this here. So if we are going to spend time here, innal abrara, innal abrara. So what's the reason? Noon mushaddad always read with gunna. So this is the reason we are going to stop here. We are taking the sound in our nose. The definition of gunna, we are taking the sound in our nose. Innal abrara. So we are stretching alif. What's the reason? Because here is alif madda, and as you can see, the definition of alif madda, when there is a zabar before an alif, we have to stretch it. So abrara. So here we can see this is alif madda is here. So that's why we are stretching this one. Innal abrara lafi na'im. Fi and e, they are both the reason for stretching this here, they both have ya madda. The definition of ya madda, as you can see here, when there is a z before a ya sakina, it becomes ya madda. Example, ba ya zer bi. So as you can see, fa ya zer fi, ain ya zer vi. So they both have ya madda. So that's why we are stretching this one. Lafi na'im, lafi na'im. Next ayah is alal araiki yanzurun, alal araiki yanzurun. We have to discuss here this alif madda, and we have to discuss nun sakin, and we have to discuss waw. So we are stretching this alif because this is alif madda is here and it have madda also. We have to stretch it equal to 3 or 4 alif. What's the definition of alif madda? As you can see here, when there is a pesh before, when there is a zabar before alif, it becomes alif madda. And in this word, as you can see, before alif there is a ra which have zabar. So we have to subtract this alif, and then if you will see, alif have mad also. So we have to subtract it equal to 3 or 4 alif. So this is the reason why we are subtracting this word. So we should remember, is there any reason for subtracting any letter? If there is no reason, we will not subtract any letter. على الأرائك ينظرون, على الأرائك. As you can see, I'm reading iki, not iki. على الأرائك. I am doing gunna here because nun sakin is there, and after nun sakina, as you can see, the rule ikhfa is here. This is, and in this rule, as you can see, the word za is available in the end. There are 15 ikhfa letters. After nun sakina and tanween, if you find one of letters of ikhfa, as you can see, za is from the letters of ikhfa. So we have to do gunna here. What's the gunna? We have to take the sound in our nose. Yanzurun, yanzurun. Why we are stretching waw? Why we are stretching waw? Because waw madda is here. What's the definition of waw madda? As you can see in the blue definition, when there is a pesh before waw sakina, we have to stretch it. There will be waw madda, and the definition of waw madda, ba waw pesh bu. So this is the reason we are stretching any letter, any word. So again I will read this ayah. على الأرائك ينظرون, على الأرائك ينظرون. If you are new at the channel, you can subscribe the channel for the future videos, and inshallah with the passage of time you will be able to learn the very short and basic definitions, and you will know the why we are stretching